going to use our small little ball today. I think that's the only prop. So just your mat and a ball. We'll get started. All right, you guys, we'll get started. Let's stand. Grab your ball.
You got lost your screen.
Oh, yes, I do need to peg it. Sorry.
I don't know, folks.
Um,
Where were you yesterday?
There we go. Ta-da. All right. Small ball. Okay, you ready?
Maybe.
We're all ready. All right. So just take the ball in your hands. We're just going to bring it right in front of your chest. We're going to bend those elbows in. So first thing, in just comfortable place with your feet, wherever you feel good. We're going to open those elbows slightly out, but not so high that your shoulders come up. So just let them open out in a relaxed position. We're just going to start with abdominal connection. And so as we exhale, we're going to engage our belly as we press into the ball. And then inhale, release. And again, exhale. So as we press into the ball, don't let the shoulders round forward. Think more as your abdominals connect and as you press that the shoulder blades draw down slightly through the back, maybe a little lat connection. And exhale. Feel that belly flattening, feel it tightening across from hip bone to hip bone. Let's start trying to increase the amount of our breath. So inhale nice and deep. As you exhale, make it slow. Keep exhaling all the air out. You have to squeeze that last bit of air out and then inhale. And exhale. And exhale. Last breath. And exhale. Take the ball in your right hand. If your feet are a little apart, just kind of bring them a little closer together. We're just going to place that ball right below our hip, and I'm going to place it where the heel of my hand is right on the ball. Soften my knees. So we're just going to start with a little press into the ball, engaging our lat, our side of our body. So as you exhale, still engaging the belly, but press into the ball, and now engaging that underarm connection. Inhale, release slightly. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. Feel the belly flatten. If you have your hand on your belly, you can feel that belly kind of flatten beneath your hand. Inhale. And exhale. And exhale. And just two more. Time. Then take your other arm out as you release that ball a little bit. Take the other arm out to the side. Walk that ball down towards your fingertips. And as we bend, we're going to roll that ball towards the foot as the other arm comes up towards the ceiling, just giving that nice little side bend. And then bring it back. Two more. And on the last one, we're going to stay bent over. So we're going to lean over. We're going to hold. We're going to reach that other arm to the ceiling as we're reaching that other arm to the floor, getting that nice side bend. And we're going to go back to those pulses into the ball, or those presses. We're going to exhale, press into the ball. Inhale, release. Exhale, press. Really engaging that lat, engaging some obliques here. And let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. And roll that all the way back up. We'll just do that on the other side. Feel those lats a little bit. It's nice. All right, so we're gonna sit or stand, stand tall. I've got the heel of my hand more on the ball for the beginning part of this. We're just gonna engage that belly, hand on the belly. Exhale, press into the ball. Feel that underarm connection. Release and exhale. Let yourself finish that exhale as you're pressing into the ball. Think about that belly flattening beneath your hand. Stay nice and tall. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. And release the ball. Walk it down towards those fingertips. Other hand goes out to the side. So start with those bends. So we're just going to reach that ball towards the floor as we bend over. And then bring it back up. And 2 more. 2. And on this last one, up, over, hold. Reach that arm to the ceiling, reach the other arm to the floor, and then as we exhale, press into the ball. Exhale. And inhale. And really think about that. Reach to the ceiling, reach to the floor, press. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll those shoulders around. Relax those lats. All right, you're going to come down to the floor. So let's start, just at one side of your mat. Go ahead and bring yourself all the way down. And we're going to lay all the way onto the floor. And we're going to place the ball right under the pelvis. Under the pelvis. And you want that place where you do feel like your back is a little almost sagged towards the floor a little bit. You're in a little bit of a scoop position, not a lot, just a little bit. You feel the tailbone touching the ball, as well as the top of the pelvis touching the ball. So it's kind of covering that whole part, right? We're going to work on what we call pelvic clock. It's just a frame of reference. So think about where your ribs begin to spread up at the top. That's going to be your 12 o'clock. Your pelvic bone is going to be your 6 o'clock. And your hip bones are your 3 and your 9 o'clock. You want to try to keep your feet as light as possible here. And all we're going to do is we're going to tip the pelvis towards your 9 o'clock. And then you're going to exhale, bring it back to center. And you're going to then inhale to tip it to the 3 o'clock. And exhale, bring it back to center. And tip. So it's just a side to side tip. You're going to feel the ball underneath you, kind of pressing slightly into the ball. And then making the ball even under the pelvis as you come back. And just tipping from side to side. Try to keep those feet light. Exhale. And inhale. Let's just do a couple more. Just a little bit side to side. Last one, come back to center. Right? So just relax that pelvis. So now we're going to go into our scoops, basically, but I want you to think about your 6 o'clock. And I want you to think of zipping it towards the 12 o'clock. And as you do, you feel your pelvis tip back. And then take your 6 o'clock, reach it towards your feet. And exhale. Draw that 6 o'clock to the 12. And then reach it away. And just find that flattened area as you reach. Don't go into an arch. Just reach long. And then 6 to 12. And release. Check in with your legs. Your quads should be relaxed. All the work coming from that low belly, that feeling of zipping that 6 o'clock to 12. Let's just do about 4 more. You should be able to wiggle your toes. Shouldn't be any pressure there. And 2. And 1 more. And come back to center. So if you'll notice something, when we do this on the big ball, we're sitting, right? And we're doing our side to side stuff and our scooping. And it's kind of the same thing, just doing it from a laying down position. And now we're going to take it into what we call that around the world. We're going to alternate our direction each time. So we're going to start by tipping to your 9 o'clock. Then you're going to scoop and zip up that 6 o'clock to the 12 o'clock as you scoop, tip it over to the 3, and then bring it back to center, and then we'll reverse that. So it's 3, 6 to 12, scooping, 9, back to center, and 9, 6 to 12, 3, and center. And just going back and forth, just doing that little kind of around the world, some movement in the spine. Don't, do what's good for your body. Doesn't have to be huge. Do a couple more. You'll feel it kind of start to move a little easier as time goes. Let's just do 1 more in the other direction, or make yourself and come back to center. All right. So I'm going to keep my right foot on the floor for me, and I'm going to lift that left leg up. And from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to open close. So now we're going to think, we all know what the movement feels like on the ball, right? So we're going to keep now that ball perfectly stable underneath us. We're not going to let our pelvis tip. This is all about keeping stable and keeping quiet in our pelvis. So I'm going to take my leg and just let it open to the side. And then I'm going to exhale, engage my belly to bring it back. And no tipping on that ball. Inhale as I let that leg open. Exhale as I close the leg. As you open the leg, try not to let that other leg move. Try to keep that knee pointed to the ceiling. You can use your arms, maybe some back of the arm to press into the floor, but really try to keep that ball nice and still. And 2. And 1. And then we're just going to lower that leg down, pick up that other side. Again, stabilize yourself on that ball. Collarbone is open. And inhale as we let the leg open. Exhale as we bring it back to center. Whole leg opens as one piece. Let the foot come with you. Don't just open the knee. This isn't it's not rotation, external rotation. It's just a tip of the leg off to the side. Exhale. Center. Try to keep that other leg nice and still. No tipping of the ball. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. We're going to leave that leg up. We're going to let ourselves really sink into that ball, and we're going to pick that other leg up. Both legs are at tabletop. Hold here. We're just going to go into a march. We're going to lower one leg down, little tap to the floor. Exhale, pick it right back up. Trying to keep that ball nice and still and quiet under the pelvis. So no tipping in any direction. Lips are closed. You want to challenge, come to one fingertip on each arm, or let those arms float all together. You'll notice, oh, it's a lot different, a lot harder. A lot more stability when those arms are floating. Inhale. Let's do just a couple more. One more at each side, or make yourself even. When you are, leave those legs at tabletop. Extend those legs to the ceiling. We're going to go into our scoops. So we're going to zip up that 6 o'clock to our 12 o'clock, tipping our pelvis back, and then coming back to center. And exhale. And right back to that flat place. Exhale. Think about that tipping, zipping that 6 o'clock towards that 12. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. And those knees, bring them all the way to the floor. And rest. All right, we're going to take that ball out from underneath our pelvis. We're going to come to seated really quickly, and you're going to place it right on your bra strap area. And you're just going to lie back down. Okay, so it's kind of in between the shoulder blades, going to find that place for yourself. You're going to take those hands to support your head, so the hands will go behind the head. And we're going to start with just this nice little upper back extension of the ball. And just let yourself be comfortable here. Don't do anything that isn't comfortable. Supporting that head, you're going to exhale. We're just going to do a nice little curl up with our upper body. And as we do, we're just going to look towards our belly with our eyes. And then you're going to inhale. Let yourself extend that upper back over. And it's fine here to feel those ribs kind of open. Exhale. Press gently into the ball as you curl up. So use that pressure slightly into the ball to help you curl forward. Inhale, extend over that ball. Exhale. Inhale. Let's just do this a few more times. Feel that nice low belly flatten out. One more time. And then we're going to extend again over the ball. And this time we're going to come up and let's curl up first. Up from there. And then from here, we're just going to do a little side to side where we're going to think of reaching our shoulder towards the opposite knee, but we're not coming off the ball. We're going to come back to center. And then we're going to do the other side. So just a little rotation of that upper body. Try not to move the pelvis. Keeping it planted on the floor. Lift a little higher. Twist. Center. Twist. Center. One more. Each side. Last one. And then let that upper back reach and just rest. Take some breaths. And then we're going to come up, we're going to take that ball, and we're just going to place it right in between the knees. Kind of our stuff. Oh, good job. It's a Pilates move for you.
Okay. First week, you pushed it back that far.
We're going to bring our arms to the ceiling. If you feel that you still need to support your head, feel free to support your head, right? Shoulders down. We're going to exhale. I'm just going to curl up like normal. So we're just going to exhale and curl up. Bringing those arms down alongside. Inhale as you curl down. So what I really want you to watch for is as you curl up, look at your pelvis. Is it still flat? Can you see that your pelvic bone is still flat? Or is it up? Right? We want it flat. Inhale down. So we want to feel that pressure at the back of that pelvis staying constant as we curl up. Just that little crease right below the chest. Inhale back down. Exhale. And then if you're feeling confident with that, we're just going to lift those legs to tabletop. Go into a little bit of a flexion through the foot. And same thing. Again, if you need to, you can support your head. Otherwise, keep that chin up. Lifting with that chest. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. And now we're just going to add those legs to extension. So as we curl up, Reach through those heels, press those legs out, inhale back in and out. Pull that belly in. And 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in. Take the ball, bring it between your heels, and bring yourself into a frog position. We're going to take those hands behind the head on this one. So you can clasp them behind the head, whatever feels comfortable for you. All right, lifting those legs to our frog. We're going to exhale, curl up towards the ball. Inhale, curl back down. And exhale. Keep that pelvis nice and flat. 3, 2, and 1. And we're adding those legs to extension. And exhale. It doesn't have to go low. Try to keep that external throughout the extension. Three more. 2. And 1. Come back in. Just set those legs down for me. And we're just going to finish this particular work off with a little side-to-side work. So arms again are going to come to the ceiling unless your neck is bothering you. We're going to lift those legs up. You can be somewhat parallel, external, whatever comfortable for your body. This time as we curl up, one hand between the legs, the other off to the side. Inhale back down to straight and other side. And here you're looking to the outside hand. And what I want you to really watch for is that one knee isn't coming in. You shouldn't feel any movement through the ball, right? The ball is between the feet or ankles. It should be staying perfectly stable. You shouldn't see those knees come in toward you. And up. Let's just do one more of these in each direction. Last one. And come back down and take that ball. All right, we're going to finish off with a little bit of oblique work. So I'm going to take the ball underneath my left knee. Hold on to it there. So I'm going to hold on nicely. I'm going to take my hands again behind my head. My other foot is going to stay on the floor right now. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to curl up and I'm going to reach my opposite shoulder towards that ball. And as I do, I'm going to squeeze the ball with my leg. Inhale, release slightly the ball as you curl back down. Exhale, curl up, squeeze the ball. Inhale, back down, releasing slightly. And we're going to come down. So now I'm going to lift my other leg to tabletop. And this time, same movement, but the only difference is I'm now also going to extend my other leg. So I'm going to still curl up, squeezing the ball, but my opposite leg is going to extend. And then I'm going to come back to tabletop. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Two. And 1, we're going to hold, squeeze that ball, hold on your rotation, and lift and lower that opposite leg. That little squeeze on that ball. Last 2. And come down, rest. That was nice. All right, let's go to the other side. So ball underneath that right leg, hands behind that head. So we're going to keep that left foot down on the floor for the start of this. Little flexion of that ankle on that right. And as we exhale, opposite shoulder comes to the ball, curling up, squeezing slightly through that ball, and then back down. And exhale. And 2. One. And then we're going to lift that other leg up. Same movement, but extend that free leg. Exhale. And a little squeeze on that ball. Extend that leg as you twist. And 2. And 1. We are holding, and we're lowering and lifting that outside leg. Your rotation, little squeeze on that ball. 2 more. And bring that down. And rest. And stretch those legs out. Maybe take that ball behind you and just give your belly a nice big stretch. From toes to fingers. Let it open up and just take a couple of nice deep breaths. All right, and then we are going to come to seated. So when we come to seated, we're going to sit more like a mermaid. So we're going to go into that nice little kind of mermaid position. I'm going to again take that ball behind. This one is going to be my right leg to start. So I'm going to keep that ball right behind my knee, just like we had it earlier. And then from here, I'm just going to come down to my forearm. So I'm going to be in this position here. We're just going to work a little glute med. So I want to keep my waist kind of lifted as much as I can, right? Just keep lifted out of the arm, and that should do it for you. And then from here, we're going to concentrate here on the outer leg. Just a gentle squeeze on the ball, just to hold it there as we lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. So it's just that little lift. Feeling this movement, maybe a little bit through the oblique, but also a little bit through that glute med. Put that belly in. So we have 4 more. And 3, 2, 1. Down. Let that leg come all the way down. So you're just going to kind of twist and bring your forearms down to the mat. Right? And from here, find that position that's good for you. We're going to start by just lifting that leg slightly behind you. So already we're going to feel our glutes connect. And we're going to flex that foot behind you. We're just going to bring that knee slightly forward. Exhale, press it back. Inhale forward. Exhale, press. Bend forward. And press. And feel that glute connect on that press back. Little squeeze in that glute. So let's do 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring it forward, and now we're going to circle that knee and kind of press it back. So just think of drawing a big circle with that knee. Both shoulders down. 3, 2, 1. Reverse your circle. And 3, 2, 1. And hold. So take that foot back. Feel that connection to the glutes. Go through, Rhonda. Run. And from here, we're just going to do little pulses back. Little pulse, 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 pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last thing, hold it back as far as you can. Squeeze that ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring that leg forward. Oh, yikes. All righty. Getting our work today. Getting our work today. All right, let's go to the other side. So, right under that left knee, right, coming to more of that mermaid style position, and I'm going to go down to my forearm. So staying here, and again, remember, we're trying to keep that waist just slightly lifted from the floor. So I like to press up out of that elbow that's on the floor. Right, and I'm leaning slightly forward on it. That will give you more movement. So from here, I'm just going to exhale, lift, and lower. And you don't come up very high, so don't worry if you feel like you're not coming up very high. It just doesn't happen. And engaging that belly. Up. And let's do 3, 2, 1, and bring that all the way down. So I'm just going to kind of twist a little bit towards that floor. Find that comfortable position for you. Stay nice and long through your torso, shoulders down. We're going to lift that leg to start. Find that place, and then we bring that forward, and we press it back. And I'm keeping my foot flexed on this work. Exhale as I press back, feeling my glute connect. Now let's do 3, 2, 1, and then we bring it forward. We draw that circle with that knee. Think of that knee drawing that circle. 2, 1, reverse your direction. 2 more. Hold, press that leg back, and little pulses back, like you're pushing that foot back. Little pulse back, back, back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and pulse the ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Yeah. Okay, we're going to get some release of that back. So we're going to roll it right back down. We're going to place that ball again just between the knees. And we're just going to do some bridging just to kind of release the spine. So just keep the ball there. And then we're just going to go into, let's go think about that pelvic clock again. So think about your 6 o'clock, drawing up to the 12 as you imprint your spine, and then just lifting off of it into your bridge. Let's do a nice inhale at the top of the bridge. And now let's soften from the shoulders and release. The spine, just think of articulating it and rolling through that 6 o'clock. Find your neutral. We're just going to do that a couple of times. And scoop. Up. Hold at the top. Inhale. Exhale, release. And 2 more. Kind of making sure that back is all flexible. Last one. And all the way down. we are going to stay here for just a moment. We're going to do a couple of curl ups and then we're going to come to standing. Start. Remember, if you need help, you can place those hands on the floor, otherwise hands to the ceiling. And as we press those arms down, our eyes come to the toes. Just curl up. So putting the ball between the ankles, really squeezing it, or between the knees like that, will help with the curl up. So if you're somebody who, is still working on coming up and down here, squeezing the ball as you curl up really helps engage those inner legs, which, I call those the window to the pelvic floor, right? The inner legs are like the window to the pelvic floor. If you want to challenge yourself in that, then what we do is we take the ball in the hands and we start to curl down, holding on to the ball, keep reaching that ball all the way towards those feet, up, curl back up. And then our last bit of challenge is actually to take the ball up overhead and then curl down and keeping that ball up overhead. That's much harder. Oh. Curl up and reach up, and reach that ball forward and just fold forward into a nice stretch. And to come up, we're going to come up into standing. So we're going to I did things a little backwards today. All right, this one's kind of important to not see that I'm like moving off to one side. All right, so I like this one. I'm going to put this ball up super high in my inner legs because that's really what I want to concentrate on. So when it's super high, we can actually think about squeezing that ball. Remember, when you're on the mat, it's always going to be a little harder. So we're just going to roll up onto our toes. We're just going to exhale. We're going to roll up. And then we're going to roll it back down. And just thinking about that squeeze, right? So squeezing that ball and keeping it squeezed even as we come back down. Feel that belly flattening. Got 3 more. And 2. 1. We're going to stay lifted. So I'm not going to lift as high, right? I was lifting really super high before. I'm going to kind of come to a moderate heel. And then as I bend my knees, I'm just going to let my arms come slightly forward. Press those arms down as I stay on my toes to stand tall. And again, stay on those toes as I stand tall. Down. One more. And then lower back down. So let's take that back all now between those heels. We're just going to do the same thing in external. So keeping this nice external position. We're all hopping around trying to get dry legs. All right. So think about the inner leg connection here. So think about having 2 of these, right? Having one way up high in those inner legs, so you're still squeezing there, you're still getting connection. And you also got that connection between. So from here, we're just going to think about that belly connection. We're going to exhale onto those toes. Back down. We're going to think about lifting that ball up. And inhale. Let's just do about 5, 4, 3, 2. And this one we lift and we hold. So remember, this one's kind of more moderate heel lift. And we're going to bend. We can take the hands either down by your side or on those hips, wherever it feels good. Just try to stay on those toes as we bend and as we stand. Fall here, relax the shoulders. Try not to get into shoulder tension. Two more. One more time. And lower those heels down. All the way up. So we're just going to finish class today with a little bit of planking so that we can finish with me. So we're going to put the ball away. You don't need to have that for our planking. So we're going to get a little stretch in the beginning before we plank. So feet back to that end of your mat. And we're going to start by just thinking about lifting up and over this big ball that we have, right? So we're going to inhale deeply, and as we begin to exhale, our belly pulls in and up. Think about rolling ourselves up over an imaginary ball. And we're just going to come about halfway down to start. So we're just going to come to that place where you can feel yourself kind of relax. You can shake those arms around a little bit. And then from here, we're going to curl back up. I'm going to start by feeling my tail tuck. My belly's going to pull in as my tail tucks. And I'm going to curl myself all the way back up. Rolling the shoulders down. That again, and down. Let's try to go down just a little bit further this time to a little bit more of a stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, start to lift the belly, tuck that tail, and curl all the way back up. And then on this next one, we take those hands all the way to the floor. Take the chest. Down. You need to bend those knees, that's perfectly fine. We can take that little bend in the knee, and then we can walk ourselves out. We're going to go to that nice plank position on our hands. So think of that kind of starfish palm of the hand. I'm going to think of pushing the floor away, pulling my shoulders out of the ears. I'm going to think of closing my ribs. And just exhaling. We're just holding. Finding everything here from our lats, our belly, some leg, everything is working, keeping our body nice and straight. Hold for like another 15 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to pike it up. So let yourself pike it up and get that little stretch. And then from here, we're going to just come forward and hold. And we're going to hold here, right? So from this position, you're going to bring those feet all the way together. Hold your plank. Open one leg out, open the other leg out. Close and close. And open, close and close. And last one, close those legs, hike that up, and slowly walk yourself back. And scoop, and bring it all the way up. Roll those shoulders back and down. All right, we're gonna go into our stretching. So come down, open those legs out. Let's do a little twist, a twisty stretch. So like our saw, right? Arms are open. We're gonna twist. And then from here, we're gonna take one hand all the way to the toes. And we're gonna come back up, come back to center, twist, get over to the toes, and come back up. Let's just do that a couple of times because this feels really, really good. And try to keep those sit bones down as you twist. And reach. And up. And twist. And up. Up, and then from here, let your hands come to your legs and just fold over, rounding through the spine, just relaxing. And then come all the way in. We're going to take one leg under, the other leg is going to cross over. We're going to get that nice little hip stretch. So from here, pulling that leg in. So I'm going to take my one leg, my one arm, pull it in, take the other arm behind me. Twist. We're going to twist in both directions, so it doesn't matter which way you start. And as I twist, I'm just kind of pulling that knee towards me a little bit more, letting my hip really sink into that stretch. And then come back, go to the other side, whatever side that was. Doesn't matter. Twisting in both directions. And then back to center. Let's just go ahead and cross over the other direction and take that one side, cross over. And other side. Back to center. Bring those soles of the feet together. Open those knees out. Pull those knees or pull those feet in as far as you dare to get that nice inner leg stretch. So work those inner legs today. So pulling those feet in, dropping those knees off to the side, just kind of letting them hang out here and just stretch those inner legs. And you can let the legs kind of go out a little bit, but keep the soles of the feet together. You can grab on and just kind of pull that chest forward into that last stretch. And then stack yourself back up. Send those legs all the way out. Take a nice inhale. And exhale. And we're just going to do one more of those breaths. And inhale. And exhale. And you guys are done. Thank you very much.